the CT side here against FaZe, who are on their T side. And FaZe, they have their leader, Karrigan, with the utility. Everybody else is just brought up with Glock Kevlar. Kit, smoke on glaives. Pretty standard stuff here. Pretty standard.
Zipex moving back, hearing some people coming his way. Sound is good. Although there's no game sound right now. Karrigan's going to be the first man to get taken down. We're in a 4-on-3 situation. Alu fighting for control of connector. The bomb's being planted on B in the meantime. Kishima trying to close the distance. He's got halfway there, but it's going to be awkward, these fights for him. Trying to get those 1 versus 1s, trying to avoid getting headshot as well. So it's a 3 versus 1 for Kishima, and he won't get much done. Nico in a 1 versus 4. You never know with Nico. He went for the side plant as well, which is pretty awesome. It is a risk on a pistol round, but sometimes worth taking. Unfortunately for FaZe, it doesn't work out for them.
Yeah, and sometimes with the Glock as well, you can be an amazing aimer, but sometimes just there's like that element of inaccuracy, of randomness, where it just won't land at the right moments, and you have to use those extra bullets, and maybe you run out of time for the engagement, or sometimes maybe it just every single shot will land one after another. So it's even like Nico is going to be done in that situation, and that's fine though for FaZe. They did get the bomb down, as James mentioned. They're actually opting to go for a force buy here, interestingly, despite getting the plant. A lot of teams would wait and then buy the AKs in the following round, and a team like FaZe, I would think, would be quite encouraged to do that, but they go for the Tech 9 armor with utility here. Running a set piece onto the A site, we can see that the counter grenades from the CTs are being very effective in staggering the push. They wanted to coordinate from 3 sides at once, but the grenades of the CTs have stopped them from doing so, rendering their push much less effective than otherwise they would have wanted.
I can't wait for the major, just so it's so fun to obviously you can download demos and stuff, right? But it's so much easier when it's just live in your client, and it's so fun to watch Astralis on train on their CT side. I always learn things about positioning when I watch them. I mean, which you could learn from teams like Virtus Pro as well, but I don't know, for some reason I just absorb it more when I watch Astralis playing. Definitely things to add to one's own repertoire. So you can see FaZe didn't want Astralis' economy getting into the right place early. Took a gamble with that force buy, and they will be now they have to wait for that 4th round, round number 4, to get their buy-in. So we've got Rain as a deagle and Nico with a flash, and with such a minimal investment from the team, they're really going to want the bomb plant in this round. There's Rain taken down with the deagle, not before getting a headshot onto device, however. So Nico, he is in a position to deploy his flashbang, and again, Zipex is taking a back seat. There will be a fast flank from Dupree. It looks like he's made his way into ladder room. That grenade is going to be money. And now Zipex focusing on the upper ground where the bomb is. Will it make it? We'll make it to the floor at the very least. And it seems there won't be a bomb plant on this occasion for FaZe. Nico being patient, but again, there's only so much you can do in such a situation. On to the next one.
There's still a lot of UMPs out there for Astralis. And FaZe will likely suspect that there are still UMPs in play, and I think that does encourage them to go for that upper take on A, where you can just get the great ranges with those, they've got double AWP as well, Karrigan and Alu picking up the AWPs. This is really interesting. So the only thing with this is that you'd want to pressure, so you delay, or rather so you eliminate some of the utility of your opponents before you go in for the play, because then the UMPs are really going to be finding themselves in much more difficult engagements. That said, they, with the double AWPs, try to get a pick with Karrigan, loses out to device, and the rest of FaZe now just running into the B bomb site. Pacific's playing it very defensively, very passively, just waiting, playing the delay game, and it's working out very well. Everyone is trying to push to Yard, but he's just knocking them down. Bomb has been planted, but it's a 2v4 for FaZe.
Kishima really needs a kill here. Alu holding the back, but he can only do it for so long, and now Kishima's been taken down. That's a good start from Alu. There is one player trying to defuse the bomb who's in the red, but he'll be enough of a bait. Kirby taking things, well, finishing off the round for Astralis, while Zipex moves close to the wall in case of a peek, or maybe he's going up the ladder. Either way, 3-play survive for AW, 3-play survive for Astralis, including the 2 AWPs. There we go. Tongue-tied in the morning.
I know it's happening, isn't it? It's happening to me as well. Words are hard.
Wow,
Words
I
are
take
hard.
blurry photos. Let's do a selfie then. A rare selfie.
What? Oh my god. James, you don't do this.
Rare selfie.
Are you
Hold on.
turning into...
Hold on. Get a place to hold on. I'm doing selfie.
Alright.
There we go.
I cannot believe you've done this.
All right, back to the game.
I can't believe you've done this.
FaZe with... They're heading towards max loss bonus now, so they can afford the pistol Kevlar buy. But again, the utility is somewhat light. I think a few smokes would help them get closer to the yard to abuse some tech lines over the Deagles, but they've gone for the Deagles. They've gone for the range. Rain, he was close to spotting Device, but Device with the scope even closer. 2 players left in this eco round from FaZe, which won't get up to much. But the full buyers coming in, so they'll have their utility, they'll have the AWP, and so on and so forth. 6k plus for the most part.
And even though in that... I'm still actually interested by when they went double ops on the T side and they sort of ended up just rushing B quite quickly. It felt as though that buy had a lot of potential, but the kind of approach, maybe they had something specific in mind. I guess we'll see if that does reappear later on. Now they only have a single orb, Alu, and he's going to be aware that at least Device could be lurking around Ali. That's where Karrigan previously had trouble with his AWP, lost the duel there. Though, despite having double orbs this time on Device and Glaive for the CT side of Astralis, they won't actually have any directly on Ali at this point. They've got Glaive towards the B-bomb sites, and Device is playing on Connector at the moment. So mixing up their positions all the time, keeping things, keeping the guessing game going here for FaZe. And that's one of the things that might be interesting. Obviously, as Janko said, FaZe sort of have stylistically Astralis' number at the moment. But Astralis understand as well that perhaps FaZe are the most important opponent for them to overcome. So they, I'm sure, will be making sort of adaptations so that, as James mentioned, they can get those victories when the major time comes around. And this is a perfect time to experiment a bit.
These teams will be fighting for seeding at the finals as well. Karrigan starting off a push. Bomb not spotted just yet for Astralis. In fact, I think they've only seen 1 player at this point. Second player making his way through Ivy, and he will fail as well. Dupree holding things down with all of 1 HP. And now the rest of the push, the remainder of the push comes into the A site, but still no picks for FaZe. Astralis being patient, not overextending, not hunting for frags. There are 20 seconds left. They're in a 5-on-3. They can try to hold their advantages for as long as possible. They soon disappear though. Rain almost making it 3 versus 2. Ali will trade, but there are 8 seconds for that bomb to get planted, and they still don't have cover of that all-important IV position, which really helps the T's to plant the bomb. Without that, there's pretty much one place they can plant it for E-Box, essentially. And when you've got no control of connector, where the second CT was, then you more or less can't plant the bomb.
This sort of reminds me of when Astralis played Fnatic on Train previously in ECS, where Astralis, I think they got like an 8-0 lead or something like that before Fnatic put any rounds on the board, maybe even greater than that. And it's just this insane defense from Astralis. It's just so strong, so hard to break on the A yard. And they once again playing a fast-paced round of FaZe into that A yard, trying to just bully and take down this Astralis defense here. They've managed to do well insofar as getting a 2 versus 2, but they are very much worse off for weapons and utility at this point.
Ouch.
Nice shot though from Nico on the airborne Zipex. And now it's just Device and Kirby as the bomb can, well, should be able to make it to the bomb site at this point, but there's no cover of smokes, so this makes FaZe somewhat cautious.
Bomb getting thrown over, and surely that has been spotted by Kiabi, again, who's just holding that IV position. But you see Alu, he's holding an angle, so Kiabi makes be exposed to him first before Rain tries to plant. Really don't know what's safe despite the man advantage phase. See Device holding, cutting the bomb site in half. There is the deep angle. Kiabi will be patient. Device may try to catch somebody repositioning, but he's going to come for support. They'll move together. Like the combination flashbang, so Kiabi can try to eliminate these positions, and indeed it works very well, but there are 2 more players to find. And they know one has planted the bomb, but one is completely unknown. See Rain dancing around the smoke. He's been spotted. That leaves Nico. He's got 2 kills so far. Playing close to the smoke. The fake coming in from Kiabi. Oh, it's worked out perfectly. The patience will pay off. And they'll retain the clean sheet. 7-0 Astralis.
That's so sick, isn't it? Just convinced that Kiabi's going for the hold, pulls out the knife, starts swiping away, and then Kiabi just executes him. That is brilliant play from Kiabi. And that's going to mean a 7-0. FaZe with an amazing chance there. They just tried to rush the upper, or rather, sorry, the A yard. It didn't work out. But it might be an approach that can be successful for them. It's just a bit chaotic, and with the skill that Astralis have and the coordination they have on that site, it can always be quite difficult. But FaZe are the team to do it. That said, they'll try to get Ali onto a pick here early on in the round. Not much pressure towards Ali, though, for FaZe in this one. And that's kind of fine, actually. I mean, one of the benefits of Ali pressure is if the CT side is playing 2 or more players close, as we see Dupree going down in a close position to Popdog and Team Main, then the Ali pressure kind of pulls the defense back a bit to allow you an easier entry from Popdog and Team Main. But at the moment, you can see the entry is fairly easy for FaZe, as the defense is quite far back, and that's all 4 players. The B-bomb site's been abandoned, even though they've not seen the bomb.
That is quite the hard read from Astralis. See how it pays off. They're keeping 1 CT on the bomb site itself, and quickly they take the man advantage. Kiabi on the high ground for now, but he may reposition. Ooh, Device. 2 HP. How lucky is he? Spotting Carrigan. That's one of the 3 players remaining. And Kiyashima picked off in the meantime, and Nico's trying to put in work. And now it's Nico alone, who needs an ace. And there's a reasonable chance of it if he can get the 1v1s, because Kiabi's the only person with good health. But it's Zipex to finish things off in the middle of the train, taking Nico down 8-0. This is a buy between the buy now for FaZe. Kevlar pistols.
So insane that Astralis just, again, as you said, they read that and just go stack everyone on the A side, just abandoning B entirely. No information there, completely blind. But for some reason, very sure as to the plan of FaZe, even though they had not seen the bomb, and it worked out so well for them, surviving with 3 players in the end. FaZe not even really doing enough economic damage to Astralis. I imagine their money is getting rather out of control at this point. Oh, Nico is very good at that. Just out-peeking Device there with the Deagle against the AWP. Alu able to get the AWP of Device, use it to take down Zipex, as now the bomb can be planted onto the B-bomb sites. So 3v2 now, Kiabi with an extra pick-off. That's the AWP down as well. But Kiyashima and Rain still alive with their Deagles. Good tagging there from Kiyashima, but can't quite find their head. And Rain is woefully out of position to stop a defuse, so that's the round. And once again, only 2 players down. So you can see that the economy is just, indeed, just out of control for Astralis.
I thought Rain might go back into A after running towards the ladder room, because there's nothing to lose at this point. In terms of what he's carrying, they're still at max loss bonus, and there are 6 rounds to play for, so maybe some damage would pay off in a later round should they be successful, but here we are. No one towards Ivy for FaZe in this particular round, and I wonder if Astralis will use this timing to get aggressive in that direction. No smoke grenades, no anything going on, and FaZe maybe being deterred of the smoke deep in the A site. That will take away lots of angles for the CT side. Again, Glaive playing around the train. He'll get taken down, and now FaZe rather have reasonable control of the A site. But again, it's been cut in half diagonally because the CTs are still fighting around the train, and Kiabi still in control of the Ivy position. But he's going for a flank.
Yeah, that's a really important position from Rain. Able to take down Dupree on the bomb train, which opens things up massively. Alu able to take down the curious Zipex as he looked over the train. The trades are still real, but the bomb has found space to be planted, putting the pressure on the CTs now as Kirby comes in from the flank. Device up on the bomb train, waiting for Kirby to get into position before he makes a move. Smart play, great flash, the timing is great, absolutely great from the Astralis side, as Carrigan now is dead, leaving Rain. And 1v2, still a difficult situation here for the CTs, but Rain's been spotted, he's been tagged down to 19. Nice flick there onto Device, taking off his head straight away, as there's one more player to go. Kirby really struggling to find him here. It's so difficult to play around these trains. He'll eventually get the kill, but there's no time. And finally, FaZe put a round on the board.
Great play by Rain, repositioning round towards the E-box position, and he knows that he's got Kirby's back and he has to face him, so he doesn't peek. Really nice play by him, and that's the first round on the board for FaZe. And again, these buys will be expensive for Astralis, so if they can win this round as well, FaZe, then they'll be in a good position. Well, they need to win 2 rounds in a row, essentially. But at this point, maybe they need to win all the remaining rounds. They'll certainly want to. Let's see if they can find themselves some momentum. As you can see, they've had a few bomb plants recently. So success is just around the corner. But that corner can be hard to navigate versus the prowess of Astralis. Push coming in from Dupree. Aggression from the CT side towards the main area. But the focus is on B from the Ts.
And still the frags are coming in one after the other, quickly and easily for the Astralis side for the hard reset onto FaZe. That's a brutal situation. In the previous round, they won, only surviving with 1 player.
You know what that's like? That's like when you when you reset a Mac and it goes bah. When you turn it on, it makes that noise.
I never had a Mac, so I don't know. As far as weird noises go, all I remember is the 56K modem. It's the dial-up modem.
I can't remember what noise like Windows 98 would make when you logged on.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, because I was going to go for that, but I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't remember.
Tweet us with computer noises from the 90s.
Yes, someone find it on YouTube and link us to log-on sounds for Windows.
And dial-up sound as well.
Millennium Edition if you're a boss. I'll take Windows 2000 as well. No NT, thank you.
Wasn't ME any good for servers, really?
Millennium Edition was terrible altogether. Windows ME was horrible. But it existed then. It existed. Yeah. It was a thing.
I think it went in kind of
it's like Condition 0.
But it's always like a good Windows and then a bad one, and a good Windows and a bad one, I think. So like, you had like, well, I guess 95 was alright. Then 98 was that was the one. 98, see, that was the one. Then you had Millennium, which was pretty awful. Oh, okay, hang on. Then you had, what did you have?
2000 was good.
But then you had, what was it after that? Was it Vista? No, there's one before that.
XP?
XP, yeah. XP was awesome. Yeah, and then you had Vista, which was awful. Then you had, was it 7 after Vista?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was great. 7 was good. Then you had Windows 8, which is like, what's going on? That's terrible as well. And now it's good again.
Well, went to 8.1.
I can ignore that. That's basically 8, right?
Yeah, I guess so. And then it's like, hey, you can upgrade for free, and now we're just going to keep installing stuff that just ruins everything. Here's Xbox DVR. We're going to turn this on by default, but you have to have a Xbox account to turn it off. GG. 11-1. FaZe on the buy once more. You can see the struggles after that reset. Maybe a difficult one. I mean, they've got the skill to make things work in less than ideal situations with players like Rain on their team. He's got a Galil. Galil, almost a universally disliked weapon, apart from James Barlow. I like it. Device going for a power play with AWP through the flames. Not going to work out for him though. 1 minute on the clock. 3 smokes on the FaZe Clan team, so they can make a move into A.
Yeah, they're starting to progress down alley to 3 players there. I do wonder if they'll kind of take any of these players and just rotate them back around, or if they will commit. Looks like they will commit though. Flash here, moving past the smoke. Pinching in from T-Main as well. Device with the first frag though, with the AWP looking very ready for this. He's got his teammates in place, but Nico will deal with that as Kirby starts to finally make his presence known as the smoke disappears in alley. Glaive coming in to help Device as well. Things still quite troublesome for the T's on the bomb train. The bomb has been lost as well in the forward position. Right in front of Kirby, in fact. The smoke is down on top of it. There's 15 seconds to plant that bomb, so this is getting really scary right now. Nico's going to find the bomb, perhaps using the radar to do so, but he'll go down in his effort. Woefully out of position in that situation as Kiyoshima, nice snap there onto Kirby. 4 seconds, not enough time though to plant the bomb, and he knows it. Needs 3.5 seconds for that plant, and that's going to be that. Kiyoshima just trying to stay alive after time now. Ooh, even gets a kill. Wow, I think that was every single bullet landing there to get that kill.
I remember the Windows XP sound.
Yeah.
It was like din 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 din, and it had some kind of like harmony like underneath it.
Yeah.
Din 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 din. So, yeah.
Bubble theme is the best though.
But we're talking about startup sounds.
I
You
know,
know when you
but-
get reset,
But
but you just want to random segue. I can't complain, to be honest.
yeah, you were playing it in the video, and it just reminds me of that. So we have a Scar actually on device in this round. Nico just launching himself down into popular position. It will eventually get traded, but he has created an opening potentially. The madness, though, just ensues as FaZe, they all try to play off this opening and the chaos by just pushing everything. And they've actually managed to push B with the last 2 players and find themselves onto a plant, but it's still going to be very hard for them to win this round.
Again, trying to close the distance. Oh dear, Device has picked up the auto sniper. Maybe it's a Danish delicacy at this point. 13-1. What can you say?
What can you say about that one? It's definitely looking pretty easy for Astralis at the moment. FaZe unable to find anything that really works within sort of their comfort zone, their place
Oh.
off. Damn. 0 frags on Karrigan. Come on, Karrigan, you can do this. This is the last round. You got an AK. You've got this. No one likes to finish the half with 0 frags. I think in every different region and community they have different names for that. If you like don't make a frag basically in a half or a match.
Can you name some?
In the UK in the Source team it used to be you'd be going Slayer, which I don't understand how
Source.
yeah, I don't know what that meant, but back when I was in those days they used to call it Slayer. I don't know why. Because it doesn't actually make any sense because you don't
Like
get
the
any
band?
frags. So who are you slaying? I don't understand.
When you, at Laser Quest, if you did really bad, your receipt would say Land to the Slaughter.
Oh!
That's a nice shot.
Oh no, that was Glaive though.
Oh,
Land to the Slaughter.
yeah. Oh, that's true actually. There was an update, right, to the dink sound. Like if you hit someone in the head from range,
Yeah.
then you are now the only person on your team who will hear that.
Yeah.
So previously, if Device had made that headshot, we would have heard. Well, I mean, Glaive made the headshot right, but Device would have heard it as well. But now, Device doesn't hear it because Glaive made the headshot.
Yeah. I like
so that's
that.
the clue.
I like that stuff because it just creates more, like anything that creates a higher skill ceiling, even unless it's unreasonable and ridiculous.
Yeah, it
and
kind of
just stupid. for the
Makes
gameplay.
you require more communication in your team, right?
Yeah.
It's like this person is red. He's in the red. So let's focus on
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, you don't want to give him. I feel like you don't want to give information for free too much, especially in a game like this, where information is one of the most important facets of this game. And Karrigan is going to make it lights out for Glaive, but it's all over too soon. In fact, oh, Karrigan got a frag.
One and done. One and done.
Got a
One
frag.
frag done with a half.
Nice.
That's why I don't like the that new command where it shows people's utility above their heads. But a lot of the time, well, that information used to lag. Like if someone was carrying the bomb, for example, it would once they planted a bomb, it would say they're still carrying the bomb. But it would lag on. It still lags from when I last played on the utility someone has. Like say they have a flash, and you ask them to flash, and they say I don't have a flash. So, but I mean. I think for pugs it certainly helps because it's easier for you to move people around and don't know what they're doing. But for professional matches, I think it's too much. I think Kiyoshima made some tweets to that effect as well. FaZe on the defense, they've put 4 people in the A bomb site. They have misread this situation. I think it's fair to say because they've still got 2 players towards the Ivy position, and 4 of the 5 players for Astralis are on the B bomb site, and they've already made their way towards CT. So there are huge problems here for FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe, a team that was looking like they could go undefeated in the league, are getting their bottom spanked thoroughly by Astralis in this matchup so far. This is a great start for Astralis in that second half. And, oh, Nico coming in with a couple kills here to even the numbers at the very least. Pacific still alive, still doing damage, still causing problems. As Nico will finally be eliminated. Kiyoshima left with 2 HP. No Kevlar, well, Kevlar wouldn't matter at this point anyway, but oh dear. Oh dear. That's 15-1, and Astralis are looking to end this one in a very quick fashion.
Yeah, this is quite the wipeout, or so it seems from Astralis. Never over until it's over. I don't know if we've seen a comeback from. We probably have seen a comeback from a 15-1. Not from a 15-0 that I can remember, but
Any team playing against Hellraisers who are down,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, we've seen some 13-2 comebacks on Overpass, but back before people had properly figured this out. Astralis take their Danish chariot into the B bomb site, and they will plant a seed that may go off in just under a minute. Everyone's alive. Everyone is alive and ticking for the time being, and they're still alive, Dan.
Problem though is that it's going to take so much time for the CTs, even if they get kills like they are now, to just work their way down towards the bomb. They're still so far away from getting towards the bomb. We'll get Ali making a sprint there. He's been tagged down very, very low. And to be honest, the damage has been pretty awesome from FaZe, but the thing is that they're down 15-1. So they need the round win, every single round win, and they're not going to get it. It's going to be the round for